Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I even turned my camera on to record anything. With that being said, Happy New Year. I do apologize, but this year we are going to be consistent, fingers crossed. But today I'm going to show you guys my full foundation routine. I really hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, be sure to comment them down below. But let's get right to the video. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start off by moisturizing my face. I use the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. You can see that. So right now my skin is actually on the drier side. It's typically combination to oily, but I recently got on some acne medication that's making my skin a little bit more on the drier side, so this is working perfectly. I'm not going to use too much because a little bit goes a long way, and we're also going to prime as well. Ooh. Okay, so for my primer, we're going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Facial Primer. Face primer. I actually put this up on a whim and I love it so far. And we're actually going to use two primers, even though my face is a little bit on the drier side. I still like the more tacky feeling in some areas, aka my brows. So we're going to put a different primer on my brows. Okay, so for my brows, we're going to use the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer. If you guys watch my eyebrow tutorial, then you already know. Just going to do a little dab. Come out. I'm going to take a little bit, rub in my brows. Get them nice and tacky. I love a tacky base. Okay, then I'm gonna let that dry and we're gonna go in and do my brows. I like to do my brows before foundation. Some people are the opposite, but me, I prefer brows over foundation. Brows before foundation. Alright, so first things first, it's just my normal eyebrow tutorial. If you haven't already watched my eyebrow tutorial, I will link it down below. But I'm just gonna speed through this process because I'm going to speed through this process because it's the exact same thing. Okay, y'all, so my brows are done. I'm not even gonna lie to you, doing my brows is so hard now. I recently got them threaded and it has not been the same since. Like, to me personally, they look nothing alike, nothing alike. I know they're not supposed to be twins, but to me, they're like distant cousins. They look nothing alike in my opinion. You guys might see something differently, but looking at myself now, it's like, this ain't it. I really want to get them microbladed, but that's a different combo. But let's get into the face. So as you can see, I don't have the most perfect skin. I have acne, having pigmentation, all that good stuff, but whatever. Nobody's perfect. But what I'm going to do is cover up all those bad boys with some concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the color 25. And if I don't use this concealer, I also use the Juvia's Place concealer. That one's really good as well. I would say when you're concealing with a concealer, when you're covering up your dark spots with the concealer, make sure your concealer has a thick consistency. All right. So I think everybody is covered up for the most part. I also have like some dark freckles as well, but we're not covering those up. So then I'm going to blend this in with a wet beauty blender. I'm just going to tap it in. Okay, so we have everything covered up. So now we're gonna go in with my foundation. Right now I'm using Nars, the semi-matte foundation. I'm in the shade Tahoe. Nars is like one of my OG favorites. This is my very first foundation that I ever used when I first started. And I recently picked it up again and I'm in love all over again. So let's see, I'm just gonna apply this with my finger. Okay, just gonna blend this in. And I try not to put too much foundation in areas where foundation tends to cake. For example, my smile lines, my under eye. I try to put the least amount of foundation there as possible. I'm just gonna make sure this is all blended in. I'm just using the clean side of the beauty blender now, just to make sure everything is blended. Jesus, I can't talk. Okay. Everything seems to look good. Now we're gonna conceal my under eyes. I conceal with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation again in the shade 25. So me personally, I only conceal in 3 areas. I do my under eyes, of course. I do my nose, and I also do my chin. I don't conceal my forehead because, for one,
it is already pretty large, so I'm not trying to draw any more attention to my forehead than it needs to be. We're trying to keep it as small as possible.
Okay. I'm gonna blend that out. When I blend my concealer, I try to tap it because I don't want it to move outside of where I placed it. So I don't tap and drag, I just tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap in. Okay, and to blend in the edges, I just hit the bottom of the beauty blender where we applied our foundation, and I just blend in the edges. Oh, yes, give me life, give me life. Okay, let me finish. Okay, now that that's all blended in, we're about to contour. I contour with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick in the color Coconut. It's 355. If I don't use this, I also use the Black Opal foundation stick in the shade Chocolate. It's just the Black Opal has it hasn't been acting right with my dry skin. It hasn't been blending right for me, so I've been going for this more. We're just gonna give me some cheekbones and a smaller forehead. Okay, so this is the same exact thing. You can blend this in with a stippling brush or a beauty blender. Let me see. Is my stippling brush up here? No, beauty blender it is. I honestly feel like if you're like a blender, you can make this beauty blender do your whole face. I do mix it up with this and brushes, but I can definitely see myself do my whole face with this beauty blender. Basically, I am. Right? Okay. Does my forehead look smaller? Does it? Does it? Okay, now we're gonna blend in my cheeks. And for the my cheekbones, I use the same exact concept as my under eye. I'm just gonna tap it, not drag it, because I don't want it to go from here to here. I want it to stay in the exact same place that I put my line. That way my cheekbones can be plump, okay? Ooh, ciao. All right, let's set. So to set my face, I'm using the Mercier translucent powder. This is the travel size, that's why it's so tiny. And I'm using the Real Techniques powder sponge. If you don't have this, get this. This is like the GOAT. It picks up the powder so nicely. So I'm not a baker. I just kind of place the powder where I need it. And then I wipe it off once everything is in place. Just gonna carve out my contour just to give it a little extra Okay. Okay. I'm just going to put this away. But one little bacon, I guess you can say, trick that I do is my nose. So, you may have not noticed, but once I tell you, you will definitely notice. My nose is definitely crooked. It is from a broken nose injury. So I have to basically contour my nose back straight. So how I do that is I place powder right. Oh, ciao. I place powder right up on this thing. Gosh, I put myself in the eye. Come on, that's it. So I'm gonna let that sit while I go in and bronze my face. So for bronzer, I use two different bronzers for my cheeks. I use the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the color Carmel Cutie, and I also use the Milani, this is super old, the Milani bronzer, baked bronzer in the color Soleil. It's 05. So how I do this is I actually mix them together. So first I go in the Fenty Beauty bronzer. Go in there, tap that off. Then I go in the Milani. The reason why I do this is because the Milani has a more like a blushy look to me, because it definitely has like some sparkles in it. So I kind of mix them together because I also want it to be, like an actual bronzer, but I also want it to glow, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna take this. Ooh, is that too harsh? Okay. Same thing. Is that too harsh? I'm just gonna go in and clean it up with my translucent powder. And as you can see, I did not contour my nose, I did not bronze my forehead with that combo, because like I said,
my forehead is already big. We don't need my forehead to be glowy.
So how I bronze my forehead is just simply the Fenty Beauty bronzer. And I only do a little bit, because I don't want my forehead to have that muddy look. So I'm just gonna. We looking like something. Okay, so to contour my nose straight, I use the excuse me. I use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And how I do this is I take a little, this is like a small little dense fluffy brush. And how I'm going to do this is basically the bridge of my nose is the straight part. It gets kind of crooked near the end. So I'm just going to take this and carve it out. So it's not anything crazy. You definitely can't see it unless I mentioned it, but now that I mentioned it, you can probably definitely see it. But that's pretty much how I do it. I basically just put this side lower than this side. Okay, and then I just blend that in. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with highlighter. I am currently using the Fenty Beauty Killawatt. I mixed the two together, Afternoon Snack and Mo Honey. I just mix them together. Now, I'm not like a crazy highlighter girl, like I don't go too crazy, but I still, you know, want to be seen. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and I'm gonna go on my cheekbones like so. Ooh. Girl. Then other side. And then for my nose, I only do the tip of my nose. Just because when I go down the bridge, it gives me like a sweaty look. And to me, it's not cute on me. So I just like to do the tip. Okay. Okay, so to mesh all this together, I like to use my Sephora MicroSmooth, what is this called? Baked Base Compact. I use the color Matte Tan, it's number 40. This stuff is the bomb. So I just take a flat, dense brush and I just kind of like tap this in. And what this does, it kind of brings everything together for a flawless, seamless finish. Did not go for my highlighter. Okay, so for my lips, I'm going to go in with the NYX Cosmetics Suede lip pencil in the color, I was just making sure it was a lip pencil, in the color Downtown Beauty. It's kind of like just a deep chocolate or deep brown. Now, me personally, I don't go crazy with my lips. You know, they already plump as is, so I don't overline my lips or anything. I go with my natural lip line. Okay, so for lip color, we are going to be mixing two together. We are going to be mixing my two favorites, Fortune Cookie and, is it Madeline or Madeline from NYX Cosmetics? So what I do is I go in the middle with Fortune Cookie. So that gives you like that pinkish look. And then actually, let's see. I think I put too much Fortune Cookie on, so I kind of just all blend it out. But I like this lip though, so I might leave it just like just this. Yeah, we're gonna leave it. Okay, so next step is lashes. Let me go grab. Okay, so for lashes, I'm just using the Kiss lashes in the pompadour type. So these, as you can see, are just the basic Kiehl lashes. Now to me, these look a little bit too natural. So how I'm gonna spice these up, I'm going to stack them. And what I mean by stack, I'm going to place them on top of one another as soon as I got my tweezers. Okay. So how I stack my lashes is, I'm gonna take one. This is the right lash. And then I'm just gonna take the left lash. And I'm really gonna place them on top of one another. So, okay, like so. So now we have it's not too dramatic, but it's a little bit more fluffier than what it was. I'm just gonna pop this on. Oh, actually, I need some mascara. To coat my brows, I'm just going to use the Maybelline Colossal Volume Mascara to coat my, did I say brows? To coat my lashes. Oh yes, the boldness. I love it. Okay. We're also going to do bottom mascara. Let's see. That same mascara. Also, when it comes to doing makeup, if you don't already know this, please make a note. Q-tips will be your best friend. Q-tips can literally fix anything. Okay. Oh, she's cute. But you know what? I'm thinking that I'm gonna change this lip to a more clear look. Let me see. Be right back. Okay, so I changed it for a more clear look. I used the I actually picked this up randomly the other day. It's the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the color Moon. I found this at Target. To me, it reminds me of like the Fenty Beauty. What was the main gloss that came out? I forgot the name of it, but anyway, this is like a dupe for that, in my opinion. It's really good. So now that everything is done, we're going to spray this face down. I currently use 2 setting sprays. I use the Morphe Cosmetics Continuing Setting Mist, and I also use the Urban Decay All Nighter. These together is invincible. So we're gonna go in first. Be sure to cover your lashes up so your glue won't lift. We're gonna go in first with the Morphe. Ooh, child. Whew. God. Look, I went swimming. that's pretty much dry. So now I'm gonna go in with Urban Decay All Nighter. Ooh, cover my lashes. And be sure when you're setting your space these days that you spray your cheeks a little bit extra, because you know we're all wearing masks. So you need that cheek makeup to stay on as much as possible. I usually have my blow dryer out here, which is ghetto, but it's not out here right now, so we're using all our muscle. But if you want to be extra like me, you can go back in with your MicroSmooth powder just to make sure everything is, like I said, seamless, flawless. So all right, y'all, I'm gonna go change and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, we're back. Here's the final look. I just added some hoops and changed my top, but here's the final look. Very neutral, very flawless. This is my everyday foundation. This is typically what I wear out on a day-to-day basis when I do wear makeup. So that's it, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also let me know in the comments what else you want to see. I am going to try to be as consistent as possible this year. That is one of my goals. So be sure to stay tuned for more content. See you guys.